You imagine being a kid who has no idea where he will sleep next month, no guarantee that the lights will stay on, no stable address to put on a school form, and no father waiting at home to tell him everything will be okay. Now imagine that same kid growing up to become one of the greatest basketball players ever, a global icon, a business empire, and a billionaire. This is not just a basketball story. This is the story of LeBron James, the kid from Akron, Ohio, who turned instability into ambition, pressure into power, and opportunity into a legacy that reaches far beyond the NBA. But before the championships, before the private jets, before the billion-dollar endorsements and packed arenas chanting his name, there was a young boy named LeBron Raymond James, living through a reality most people will never understand. LeBron was born on December 30th, 1984, in Akron, Ohio, to Gloria James, who was only 16 years old when she gave birth to him. His father was largely absent from his life, and Gloria had to raise LeBron alone while trying to survive financially. She loved her son deeply, but love does not automatically pay rent, buy groceries, or create stability. Their life was difficult. They moved from place to place, staying wherever they could afford, sometimes relying on friends, relatives, and people in the community. People often use the word homeless when describing LeBron's early life, but the more accurate picture is that he experienced serious housing instability and financial insecurity. He did not grow up in comfort. He grew up in uncertainty. Between the ages of 5 and 8, LeBron moved again and again. Imagine trying to be a child while constantly adapting to new rooms, new neighborhoods, new schools, and new problems. Imagine not knowing whether the next place will feel safe, whether there will be food in the kitchen, or whether your mother will be able to keep everything together. That instability affected his education too. In 4th grade, LeBron missed a huge number of school days because life at home was so chaotic. For many kids, that kind of disruption becomes the beginning of a downward spiral. But LeBron's story changed because people around him saw something special, not just his talent, but his potential. One of the most important people in his early life was Frank Walker, a local youth football coach. Walker recognized that LeBron needed structure, discipline, and a stable environment. He invited LeBron to stay with his family, and that move gave the young boy something he had not consistently had before: routine, a place to sleep, meals on the table, adults who believed in him. It was not luxury. It was stability, and for LeBron, stability was everything. Walker also introduced him to organized sports. At first, LeBron loved football. He was fast, strong, and fearless, even as a little kid. But basketball was different. Basketball felt like possibility. It was a game where one player could take over, where hard work showed immediately, where dreams could become visible. He began playing with friends in Akron, including future NBA players and lifelong teammates. Together, they became known as the Fab Four, a group of young athletes from a city that was not supposed to produce global superstars. They were kids from Akron, but they played with confidence like they belonged on the biggest stage in the world. LeBron's talent was undeniable. He was bigger, faster, smarter, and more complete than almost anyone his age. But talent alone does not create a legend. Plenty of talented kids never make it out. What made LeBron different was his mindset. He was watching his mother struggle. He knew what poverty felt like. He knew what instability did to families. And from a young age, he made a decision. He was not going to let his circumstances define him. Basketball became more than a sport. It became his exit plan. By the time LeBron reached St. Vincent St. Mary High School, the entire country was beginning to notice him. This was not normal high school attention. His games were on national television. Sports Illustrated put him on the cover while he was still a teenager and called him the chosen one. Think about that pressure. Most teenagers are trying to figure out who they are. LeBron James was being told that he could become the next Michael Jordan before he had even graduated. Every move was analyzed, every game was watched, every mistake became a headline, and yet he kept winning. He led St. Vincent St. Mary to multiple state championships, turned small-town high school games into major events, and proved that the hype was not empty. He was not just athletic. He could pass, score, defend, lead, and see the game in ways other players could not. In 2003, LeBron made the biggest decision of his young life. He skipped college and entered the NBA draft. The Cleveland Cavaliers selected him with the first overall pick. It was a story that felt almost too perfect. The kid from Akron was coming home to play for his hometown team, but it was also a massive gamble. The Cavaliers were one of the weakest teams in the league, and LeBron was being asked to save a franchise before he was old enough to legally drink. On his first night in the NBA, he showed everyone that he was ready. He scored 25 points, grabbed rebounds, dished out assists, and played with the confidence of a veteran. The league had never seen a teenager arrive with that much pressure and handle it so smoothly. LeBron won Rookie of the Year, and the Cavaliers began changing almost immediately. Suddenly, Cleveland mattered again. Suddenly, people believed that the city could compete, but greatness is never a straight line. LeBron became an NBA superstar, but championships did not come quickly. He carried Cleveland to the NBA Finals in 2007, only to lose to the San Antonio Spurs. For years, he gave everything to the Cavaliers, but the roster around him was not enough. Then came one of the most controversial decisions in sports history. In 2010, LeBron announced that he was leaving Cleveland to join the Miami Heat. The television special was called The Decision, and millions of fans watched as he said he was taking his talents to South Beach. Cleveland felt betrayed. Jerseys were burned, fans were angry, the media attacked him relentlessly. People said he was selfish, soft, overrated, and incapable of winning on his own. But LeBron did not run from the pressure. He used it. In Miami, he joined Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and formed one of the most powerful teams basketball had ever seen. The Heat lost the 2011 Finals, and the criticism became even louder. That loss could have broken him. Instead, it transformed him. LeBron returned more focused, more aggressive, and mentally stronger. In 2012, he won his first NBA championship and his first Finals MVP. In 2013, he won again. He was no longer just a superstar. He was a champion. But the most important chapter of his basketball career was still waiting. In 2014, LeBron returned to Cleveland. He wrote an emotional letter, explaining that Akron was always home, and he promised to bring a championship to Northeast Ohio. It sounded impossible. But Cleveland had not won a major professional sports title in more than 50 years. In 2016, the Cavaliers faced the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. The Warriors had won a record 73 games that season and took a 3-1 lead in the series. No team had ever come back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals. But LeBron did not care about what had never been done. He cared about what could be done. Game by game, possession by possession, he dragged Cleveland back into the series. Then came Game 7. With less than 2 minutes remaining, Andre Iguodala appeared to have an open layup that could have changed everything. LeBron sprinted the length of the floor and made one of the most famous defensive plays in basketball history, the block. Cleveland won the game. Cleveland won the championship. And the kid who once lived with uncertainty had delivered certainty to an entire city. But LeBron James was never only building a basketball career. While many athletes focused only on salary and endorsement checks, LeBron and his business partner Maverick Carter were thinking much bigger. They understood that playing careers end, but ownership, equity, media, and smart investments can create wealth that lasts for generations. LeBron made huge deals with Nike, including one of the most valuable lifetime partnerships in sports. But he did not stop there. He invested in companies. He became involved with Blaze Pizza. He gained equity, connected to Beats by Dre before its sale to Apple. He became a part owner in Fenway Sports Group, an organization connected to major global sports properties. He helped build Spring Hill, a media and entertainment company that produces films, television, and content. He learned that being famous can make you money, but owning part of what you create can make you powerful. In 2022, Forbes estimated that LeBron James had become a billionaire while still an active NBA player, the first active NBA player to reach that milestone. That is the part people see now. The fortune, the homes, the partnerships, the production company, the influence. But the real lesson is not that LeBron became rich. The real lesson is how he thought. He did not see basketball as the final destination. He saw it as the platform. Every championship gave him leverage. Every endorsement gave him options. Every business decision gave him more control over his future. And even with all that success, LeBron never completely left Akron behind. Through the LeBron James Family Foundation, he has invested heavily in his hometown. His I Promise program has supported students and families facing challenges similar to the ones he experienced as a child. The I Promise School in Akron was created to give vulnerable students more resources, more support, and more hope. For LeBron, that may be more meaningful than any trophy, because he understands what it feels like to be the kid who needs somebody to believe in him. His life is proof that success is not only about escaping where you came from. It can also be about returning with enough power to change it. LeBron James went from a childhood marked by financial hardship and housing instability to becoming a 4-time NBA champion, a global cultural force, a businessman, a philanthropist, and a billionaire. But this story is not magic. It is not simply a fairy tale about one kid who got lucky. It is a story about a young mother fighting to survive, a community stepping in when a child needed help, mentors providing stability, talent meeting discipline, and a boy refusing to let his beginning become his ending. The world knows him as King James. But before the crowns, the contracts, and the cameras, he was just a kid from Akron with a basketball in his hands and a future no one could fully predict. And that is what makes his journey unforgettable. He did not just change his own life, he changed what millions of young people believe is possible.